into it, because if you're interested in maybe bringing the kiddos out or maybe just some family fun, let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Today, we do have Weston Jennings with us. Thanks for joining us here on East Texas Now.
It's a pleasure, Kylie.
So you are the artistic director for the new Texas Sinfonia, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool, awesome. So let's kind of get right into it. The Fiddle Zoo. It's kind of a kids' fun event, family event with an exciting instrument petting zoo. And for most folks, they're like, petting zoo, right? Kind of break this down. What does that mean?
So an instrument petting zoo is a chance for children and young families to play an instrument. We always have violins and cello. This year, I think we've also got flute. We definitely have bassoon, and it gives them a chance to get to see the instrument up close, to hear it. We have different live performances, and they get to actually play my violin if they'd like to. Those are the animals that we have on Saturday.
Okay, so a little bit different. It's not exactly a petting zoo.
Exactly.
It's a fun way to put it, though. What inspired this instrument petting zoo format from the get-go?
So this is really inspired from when kids are in late elementary and middle school, do they go into band? Do they go into orchestra? Do they sing in choir? And they've got to try it out, and they have to see, is this something that I want to do? And so with Fiddle Zoo for Kids, we have this opportunity for them to come in, and there's no pressure. You come and go as you wish, and you get to play a violin, hear what it sounds like, maybe hear a bassoon. Maybe you like that better, maybe you don't. And then just hopefully spark a curiosity in the children and young adults that are there.
Okay, well, speaking of spark curiosity, I'm curious, what are the instruments that will be there for these kids?
So we'll definitely have violin, viola, cello, probably bass. We'll have flute. We'll have bassoon. And there may be some others. So it all depends on what we have going on later that afternoon, because we have a concert on Saturday afternoon as well. So it really depends on what instruments we're using for that.
Well, that's really cool. Well, let's talk about the other things too, because even if the kiddos don't want to play an instrument, there's other things going on. What are the music-themed games and activities?
So we have all kinds of different musical games, and some of them are really easy, like memory games, Go Fish type stuff. And then we have other ones that are really complex puzzles, and I will be very honest with you. Some of these games are quite challenging, but it's cool to see the kids come in and try. We have like these sort of Lego pieces that they put together in different challenging things to keep them mentally sharp for the time they're there.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's really
fun.
fun.
So have your brains ready to go. Let's talk about story time, but specifically orchestra story time.
Yes.
Can you break this down for us?
Orchestra story time is something that the public library has included a few times with Fiddle Zoo, where they go through and they find books that have to do with instruments, classical music, all sorts of things like that. And, there are quite a few different titles that are orchestra minded, and go through and gather the children around and read it and maybe hear some sounds from the live instruments.
That's cool.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about the live performances. What can we expect with that?
Yes, we always have one of our bassoon players who is there to play perhaps a little bit of Harry Potter, a little bit of The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which we all know from Mickey Mouse and Fantasia. And we also have, sometimes we have a violinist who is also more of a fiddle player. And we do a game where the kids are in a circle and they try to get the chairs. And I forget the name of that fun game, but she plays the fiddle and it is so much fun.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a good time. Well, tell us more about the new Texas Sinfonia. What's the backstory here? What's your mission?
Our mission is to bring the best classical music here to East Texas, and to also educate young people and really people of all ages. And so later on that afternoon, we have a concert at 3 p.m. and it is called Mostly Mozart. And we're featuring not only the bassoon concerto, but also a Mozart symphony, along with some works by Schubert and C.P. Bach. And I will say that it's very likely, if you attend Fiddle Zoo, we do a ticket giveaway, and many people walk away with free tickets to the concert. So
that's cool.
That is something to look forward to.
That's a little incentive there. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, how did you personally get involved with the symphony?
I founded the symphony back in March of 2020, which is as we know, the worst time to do anything because that was right around at the beginning of COVID. And so we had to postpone and then eventually cancel our concerts. So we say that we're at the conclusion of our 5th season, even though we're over 6 years old. And so that's how it's all started. The first few years, we had a couple of concerts here in East Texas, and now we have about 3 or 4. And we've also branched out a little bit into different parts of the state.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Well, it's grown definitely, but this weekend the event is happening. Let's get those need to know details.
Yes.
Date, time,
So,
location.
Fiddle Zoo for Kids is Saturday, May 30th from 10 to 11:30 at Fellowship Hall, which is a building sort of in the center of the First Presbyterian Church campus, and there's parking all around there. And then our concert, Mostly Mozart, is later that afternoon at 3 p.m. I'm going to give a very brief pre-concert talk at around 2:30, just to let people know what I was thinking when I put the program together, and then we'll start at 3. And Fiddle Zoo is free, and the concert tickets are available at newtxsinfonia.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jennings, for being here.
Thank you.
And telling us a little bit more about this weekend's event. If you want more information, you can go on to our website, kltv or ktre.com. We'll have the story up for them later.